Hey everybody, today we're going to dive a little bit deeper into GitHub and really kind of see why we're using this thing. It's a pretty powerful tool, but it's also not the most intuitive. It can be a little complicated. It takes a little bit of time to learn, so I just wanted to give you an overview of what it does and really how to edit code with GitHub. So if I go to GitHub, I'm going to sign in, and let's sign in with my student account. All right, so I've got access to the Lowbrow Research account here, and I'm going to be taking a look at this intro repo. So this is an introduction to repositories. So remember, inside of here is where we have some information saved. And today we're going to be talking about not just, yesterday we went in, we found this LED blink code, we copied this over, and we pasted it into our online web editor, our online IDE. So that was this here. And so we can test this out and make sure it works. So that's step one, that's getting this code. But now say I want to make some changes to this code. Say I'm working with it. It's like, ooh, this would be really nice if instead of plugged into pin 7, maybe we plug into pin 8. Like for some reason, that's just going to make my life a lot better. All right, and you might need to refresh. Just log in. Go. All right, LED blink test code. Let's just change this to 8. So I've got my pin now set to 8. I've got my digital write set to 8. Other digital write set to 8. So I basically changed the pin from 7 to 8. So I've made some sort of changes, and I think, hey, this is going to be great. But the thing is that none of these changes are saved into this GitHub file, and this is our master file. This is the file that everyone's going to be working from. So what I would like you to do every day if you're working on code is to come in and copy the latest version of the code so that you have the latest version and bring that into wherever you're editing. But now, say it's the end of the day, and I've made these changes, and I think, hey, these are some really good changes. This code is working great. And now I want to get that into this master code. So this is the whole process, because I've been working on this, other people have been working on this, and may have changed different things than I did. And so we want to bring them all together so that tomorrow, when we start, we have new code that has everyone's input that's hopefully a little bit better than yesterday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select Control-A to select everything, and I'm going to copy Control-C. I'm going to go over to my GitHub page. So here's our, our main code is right here. You can see my code is different. I have 8s in here, so I've made some changes to this code, and I want to basically send those changes into this main code. To do that, I'm going to go up to this edit. And it's pretty easy. I can just select all of this, and I can paste over the top of it. So Control-V will paste. And so now you can see that these 7s have been changed to 8s. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to propose changes. I'm going to say changing pin 7 to 8 makes it easier to plug in the LED. All right, so these are the changes that I want to make. I'm just going to say propose changes. And so what happens, what's useful about GitHub is that it doesn't just put these changes in, because they might conflict with changes that somebody else has made. And so what it does is it creates the opportunity to basically do what we call a pull request. And so it has created a fork. So it's created a copy of the LED blink. And as you can see in here, it actually can outline where the changes are in this copy. And so this is called a fork. And so now there's basically two branches. There's two copies. There's one that has my changes in it, and there's the original. And now we want to put those together. And so the last thing I'm going to do at the end of my day before I go home is make sure that I create a pull request. All right, so this is just going to one more time double check that, yes, this is what my pull request is. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go home for the day as a student. And you can see that the teacher is going to have access to this pull request. And as a teacher, I'm going to make approval or comments for changes on your code. And so let me just show you what that looks like. Sign in. Sign in with my teacher account. All right. So now that I'm the teacher, when I go into a repository, I can see that there's a pull request here. So what this is basically there were two copies are being made, and they're being asked to be put together into one. And so here I can see that here's the pull request that was made by the student changing pin 7 to pin 8. I can go in. I can check this out. I can actually see the commits. And so this will show me the code itself. And so I can see the different code as far as, what changes did this person want to make. And it looks like these are all good. I can leave comments here. So I might say sounds like a good idea. It's going to add a single comment. And yeah, I'm going to submit feedback and approval for merging. All right, so this all looks good. And what I'm going to do is I'm now going to merge this pull request. So basically, this is going to make the changes to the code. I'm going to confirm this merge. And so now I'm going to go back into my student account. Student account. And I can go and I can look here. And I can look at the LED blink. And you can see that now the 7s have been changed to 8s. So you can see that my changes have been included into this. And so when I start working for the day, I'm going to want to copy this code. Let's make sure we say Control-A, copy. Oh, no. I'm actually going to just maybe highlight it. I could open it up and press Control. Highlight it. Control-C is copy. Bring this over into my editor. Control-A, Control-V, paste. Now I know I've got the latest version of the software. If I came into here and there were still pull requests, basically meaning that my pull request was not approved, I might have to go in here and I can actually see comments on the pull requests. So you can see, here's the comment from the teacher that this sounds like a good idea, but perhaps this wouldn't have been approved. So this could have been sent back, and I would have needed to make changes to this. Which is basically, I would need to go into my fork. It's a little bit complicated how you make changes. I can kind of show you how, but basically there's going to be a link here to the forked version of this. I wonder if we can actually just go into the code and see it. No, we can't. So there's going to be a link to the forked version if this was still an open commitment. And I could make the changes, whatever the comments were, and I could resubmit for those changes. And so I know that this is a lot. I mean, this is a mildly complicated process that computer programmers go through so that multiple people can work on the same computer program at the same time. And because different people are making different changes, there has to be this kind of unified process of where all those changes go to, who approves those changes, and then how does it update our kind of master code. And so just make sure if you're working on code that you really take the time to explore how GitHub works, how to make commits. For your assignment for today, I just want you to go in. I want you to make some sort of small change to this LED blink code. And then I want you to send a pull request for a change to that code. And that's really it. I just wanted to get you some practice doing that. For those of you who are working on code, you can then jump over to our actual code, copy that into your local IDE, and you can start testing it out, start making changes, and then sending those changes at the end of the day as pull requests to the master code. If you have any questions, obviously, feel free to ask, and we'll help you get it figured out. Have a good one.